Hi everyone, GM. This is Salo here speaking. I'd like to give you a quick demo of what me, Gary, and Shlomi have been building for the past couple of days. Our initial idea was to create a simple web app that would allow smart contract developers and auditors, or just Solidity curiosity devs that would like to explore a bit more of this development process, to speed up a bit of their work by auditing smart contracts, meaning going through the most widely known Solidity vulnerabilities and running a chain of prompts for each of them to check if there were said vulnerabilities, how to possibly exploit them, and how to also as well to fix them. Then a second feature to understand smart contracts, ideally the most complex ones, in a natural language way, in a fast way. And after, the third feature would be to actually be able to create those smart contracts using the power of AI, obviously. Um, Using this Flask app, this is basically a Flask app. The idea would be to use the Flask app framework to create an API endpoint, and also use this API endpoint to go for the Nevermind bounty as well, meaning that we would allow external users to query this endpoint and actually submit a source code of a Solidity contract, or even a contract address, and get this contract audited for these top 16, top 15, top 16 most known vulnerabilities. So the process would be pretty straightforward. The user would either log into the app and click Audit Now. While they would be auditing, they would just need to paste the actual code. Just 1 second. Let me get the code contract here. They would just paste the Solidity source code here, click Submit, and the app would then run the script of the chain of prompts to get the results back and show if they failed or they passed. And if failed, it would then it would then show a description of the failure, why it failed, and how to actually fix that vulnerability. So I'm not going to make you wait for the end result here. I'm just going to show you here how it would be. So we actually had some issues with the making the front end and the back end work correctly. Issues with bytecode encoding for the JSON objects, but the idea would be to display all of this gibberish here in a tightly knitted accordion. So for each of the known vulnerabilities, you would be able to see here if it had passed, if it had failed, and how to actually go about and fix them. So what I did was, since I wasn't able to actually get the front end and the back end working correctly, I actually prepared a terminal demo to show you what it would be like if this was all working, which it's not yet, unfortunately. So yeah, just showing you here. So we were testing a series of vulnerabilities, 15, 16, I can remember correctly. And the output would be basically a status showing if it had passed or not. In this case, it doesn't contain any bad randomness vulnerabilities, but if it was the case that it had failed, the agent would then show the explanation of why it would be able to be attacked, why it was vulnerable in some way, how to exploit it, but most importantly, how to actually go about and fix it. And in some cases, it actually goes and shows, a bit of source code to actually fix the issue. So, for example, here in the integer overflow, it actually shows you how the function should be updated. In this case, to use the safe math library to calculate the prize amount, for example. And it would do this in a sequence, going vulnerability by vulnerability, and just checking how it could help out the dev actually become ideally safer. And like I was saying, we weren't thinking about totally replacing the auditor's role in this place, but if we can help speed up the workflow of at least picking up the most vulnerable or widely known vulnerabilities, we think that it would already have a lot of value. So yeah, I mean, in this case, unfortunately, we weren't able to actually make this into a callable API endpoint, so we're actually not able to run for the bounty as we wished. It was still a cool experience, and we're happy to have been a part of it. And yeah, I mean, I'm just thankful to have been here to share this experience with you all, and I hope to see you again soon. Peace.